Hello guys, Baba and Nate here. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So this is my first ever video, and in today's video I will be trying to create a CGPA calculator using C Sharp. So this is a beginner friendly project. This is me testing the waters, trying to get my hands dirty on learning new languages. Without any further ado guys, let's get started. And in this video guys, I will be using Visual Studio, not Visual Studio Code, for writing my code. So this is my basic setup here, my Visual Studio Code. I have a new project outlined. Now, the next thing I want to do now is to write out my boilerplate, right? So using system, okay. And here I want to say using system and then say name space, not that one, namespace, and the namespace here I want to say CGPA. You can call it anything you want. So CGPA calculator. All right. And I'm just going to open my parentheses. You know what? Why not do it down here like this? And then here, I want to say internal. Okay. So internal class called what? The internal class called program, like this. Right. So internal class called program. Do another one like this. And then the next thing I want to do is say static. So this is a void function that returns nothing. That's why it's called void. And it's gonna be main. So in this main, I'm gonna have strings, an array of string like this, and gonna take some args, which means argument. So yeah, so this is my boilerplate. Let's just test it real quickly to see that it works. So console.write line. Don't know why I'm having hello from Baba in it. All right. So remember to put my column there, right? So I'm just gonna build and run this code, see if we've got any problem. So let's just give it a minute and we get into it. All right. So you just finished compiling, and then it says hello from Baba in it, which is working perfectly. Now the next thing we want to do is for a CGPA calculator. I know that I need users to input. I want to know the total credit course. All right. So I'm just gonna close this. So for a CGPA calculator, I want to know. Didn't say that. I want to know the total credit unit for that semester. All right. And then I want I want grade for each course. All right. Come on, and each course credit unit. Okay. So what this means is, say a student does say physics 202, for instance, all right, and they get a B. I want to know what is the credit load. So this is their grade, all right? What's the credit load, or what's the credit unit for that course? All right, maybe take 3 credit or a 2 credit. I also want to know that, because this is where I would use the logic to show whatever I want to show to the user. All right. So now that we've gotten the bare fact ready, the next thing I want to do now is give the user something to work with. All right. So here maybe say welcome to Baba Init CGPA calculator, something like that. So here say rather than saying hello from Baba Init, I'll just say welcome welcome to Baba Init GPA calculator. All right, so that's the first thing I want the user to see. Right, so when you come on there, the first thing I want you to see is welcome to Baba Init GPA calculator, and then we can see that over there, which looks good, I guess. All right, so you can just press enter to escape here. Okay, so now the first thing is done. Now the next thing I want to do after saying welcome to Baba Init GPA calculator, I want to know the total credit, or maybe should I say total credit? Maybe total course, because I will use the total course that the user offered for that semester to do like a loop. Because one thing I want to do is, remember, guys, I want to say a grade for each course. So I want to know what grade you're getting. So for each course, I would say, okay, enter the grade and the course, enter the grade and the course. All right. Maybe when we're doing this, it will make more sense. So the next thing I want to do here is say say just give it a white space. So console dot right line here, just a bare space like this, right? So nothing, just like a space. Right now, the next thing I want to do is I want to say console dot read line. I want to get something from the user. Yep, I want to get something from the user. Console dot read line, and here what I want to get from the user should be very simple. I want to get the total course. How many course did they offer that semester? All right. So here I want to say console dot right line, and here say enter total course offered, something like that. Enter total course offered for the semester. So enter total course offered for the semester. Okay, now just gonna put a semicolon there. So enter total course offered for the semester. So remember guys, this will always return a string, and then what I want to do is I want to say int. I want to convert these. So say total course offered. Alright, so total cost offered equals to these, and then I want to say convert dot to say convert dot to int 32. So I want to convert it to int 32 like this. All right. So what I'm doing is I'm getting the user's input, and then I'm converting the user's input, which is a string, and I'm converting it to an integer. All right. So let's see what the user puts console dot write line. So whatever the user puts, I want to see if that is working. So what I could do here is say you offered, for now you offered say okay, this way, this should work like these, okay, with, so you offered total course, so you offered total, no, can you stop, total, why is it helping me to, you offered 8 courses, something like that. So yeah, so let's run these and see the progress we are on. So just give it a moment, okay? So say hello, welcome to Baba Ine, which is good. And then it says enter total course offered for the semester. Okay, so let's say I offered 2 courses, and then say you offered 2 courses, which is automatically good. I love it already. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is, now we're not going to be needing this, we just want to make sure that it is coming in. So now I want to loop for every amount of course this user offered. All right, so I want to loop it. I want to say for say int I, can you stop helping me can you stop helping me to what's it called, where is my Chrome, how to disable autocomplete, how to disable auto complete in Visual Studio. So autocomplete in Visual Studio, in full Visual Studio, go to tools, option, text editor, advanced, tab only. Go to tools, option, tools, option. This is so annoying. Text editor. I think that's what they said. Text editor. Um, tools, options, text editor, advanced, and select tab only. Advanced. So I'm just gonna look for advanced, right? I don't think I can find advanced. Just don't want it to help me. Okay, advanced. All right. Advanced. Now I'm in the advanced. Default completion mode. Tab only. All right. Let's hope this works. Okay. So now I say if I want to loop over it, so I should be okay. It's working less than equal to total cost. So total cost offered. All right, and then now say I plus plus. Okay, so why I turned that off is because I want to be able to, write these codes and know them properly by myself without having to rely on maybe autocomplete or something. Okay, so now for everything now I want to say console dot um, now this becomes console dot read line. So now what I want to do here is, now we're going to see what I'm doing in a moment. Okay, I don't need that. Okay, so now if a user offers two courses, let's run that again. Let's run that again. Okay, so if I'm offering two courses for this semester and I click enter, so now it's gonna, now I need to put something there, right? So but you get the point. So here I get to put one and I get to put two, right? And I get to put, so we now have to work with that. So now this is making it three. I don't want it to be three, I want it to be two. Okay, so it's asking me for three options. We're supposed to be two because I offered two courses for the semester. So one thing I could do here is I could come here and say um I equals to one. So start our counting from one, right? And then here, what I could do is say console dot right line, console dot right line. This is gonna loop forever, and say maybe we could do that console dot right line, and then here I want to say enter course grade. Okay, maybe enter grade for course. Okay. What I could do is use a literal template literal like this. So enter grade for course and say I. All right. Enter grade for course I. And yep. So I starts from one. So enter grade for course I. Now let's run that again to see how that looks. Before that, I'm just gonna say console dot right line and just give it this. Okay, just a gap between them to make sure everything looks good. So so I'm offering two courses. Okay, enter grade for course one. So I got an A. Say I got an A in my first course and I got a B in the other course. Okay, which is looking good. I also need to have like a spacing between them. So one thing I could do is say enter grade for course one. All right, and then after I have accepted the grade, I could come here and say console the right line, and then maybe just put it like this, something like this, just for aesthetic purposes. So I want to know the grade. So enter grade for course one, and then I want to say console dot right line again, and then here, sorry, console dot right line. Here I want to say enter enter credit units. Okay, enter credit unit for course. Okay, enter the credit unit for, I told you we'll need a credit unit and then we'll also need the grade, right? So that's what we're doing now. So enter credit unit for, yep, for course I. So you say you write say you write in math algebra and then you go on A. So you want to know what credit load is that for math algebra. Okay, and then you want to do that for each and every one of them. And then in a moment, we're going to store these in a variable and then work with them. All right. So I think so far so good. We've done for the first part. All right. So we want to know the total credit unit. We haven't set to the credit unit, but we want to know each grade. All right. So we've been able to get for each grade and each credit course. All right. So a B 3 credits, a C 2 credit. All right. So we're gonna do the same thing here. Just no. Here. Okay. So I'm just gonna bring this down like this. So let's save it and run the application once again. So I'm running the application once again. Okay, so welcome to Baba Init. So total course offer free semester two courses. All right. So for the first course, I go on A. All right, can you see that? So enter grade for course one A. Okay, enter credit unit for course one. So I don't want these. I want it to be together before the line break. All right, so I want it to be together. So enter credit for course one. So I'm just gonna cut this guy here and then put it here like this. Okay, so now we're going to be needing just one, which is good. So enter credits for course one, and I want to write say come here console dot console dot read line like this. Okay, Now, here I could just, give this a space, a console dot right line. Okay, nothing really serious. Just, just I just want to space them, right? So here I get the credit units. So I get the credit course. So here, say a user does math algebra, so math 101. Then yeah, I want to know, did you get an A or did you get a B, right? And then here I come here and say for math 101, what is the credit unit for math 101, right? Is it a 3 credit unit or a 2 credit unit or a 1 credit unit? So I want to know that here. Okay, and then I'm just going to loop over for the total amount of courses the user offered for the semester. Okay, so let's save that and try that one more time and see how that looks. So no error, which is good. So welcome to Baba in it. So 2 courses offered. So enter grade for course one. So I got an A, and then enter credit unit for course one. Maybe it's a 3 credit. All right. So it asks again for the second one. You can see that enter grade for course two. Okay, maybe a B. All right, and then maybe a 2 credits. All right. So that's it for the loop. So I want these to be just below, just beneath it before the space. Okay, so what I could do is I could take these. Okay, I always want it to be like I always want it to be like together with it. Okay, you know what, let's not do out too much and I need to get back to it. So we are here now. I want to save these. All right, so this is the user grade. So because now I will be writing a switch statement, so I want to say int. All right, so whatever the user gets here is going to be a string. All right, here I want to say maybe leave it like that. Since it's going to be a string, I want to say string. Okay, user input, user grade, user grade equals to, so I want to get the user grade, right? And then I have an error. I don't know why. Maybe I'm spelling this wrongly like this. No, it has to be a string, right? So what I could do here is I could say convert dot to string. All right, so I'm just going to convert these to strings, see if that cancels out the error. No, maybe this should be a character, right? What do you guys think? Convert to just one letter, so convert to a character. All right, so I'm just converting this to a character. So here, instead of a string, I want to say what? A chart, like this, a car, or I don't know how it's pronounced. What do I have in there? Oh, my bad, guys. I'm converting the wrong one. So I'm just gonna cut this from where it is. All right, my bad, guys. I am converting the wrong one. It's supposed to be the read line, which is this. All right, so I want to convert these to a character. Just accept one. So a character has to be just one. All right, it has to be an A or B or C. So we're not going to be dwelling much on handling errors. All right, just dwelling on getting the logic here, and maybe we could do a later video to handle errors. All right, so the user grade. This looks good. I'm just going to do the same thing for the enter credit unit. So this now should be a num. Okay, so what I want to do here is say this will always be an integer, so 3214. Okay, so int user credit unit, something like that, equal to, so the user credit unit will be convert, okay, dot to int 32. All right, I want to convert to an to a 32-bit integer. Okay, so that looks good right now. Okay, now the next thing I would really love to do is the next thing I really love to do is just come here. So now I want to write a switch statement. So I want to say switch. Okay, so now I want to write a switch statement. All right, so why is it still showing like this? All right, so the first thing here is switch user grade. So I want to work with the user grade, right? So the user grade could be remember, we're not working much with logic, right? So the user grade here, I'm expecting the user grade to be A, B, C. Oh, come on, guys. So A, B, all right, B, C. I have to fix this later. D, so annoying. E, F, G, no F. Okay, so these are the user grades that are allowed: A, B, C, D, E, F. Right. So these are what we're gonna be getting. Okay. So one thing I want to do is I want to switch it to lowercase. All right. To do that, I need to make sure it's a string. Okay. I need to make sure it's a string. So one thing I could do here is I could convert this to a string, or because it's one character, so string. All right. What am I doing here? So string. So string here, user inputs, okay, equal to convert, um convert dot to string, okay, and I want to convert the user grade from a being a character to a string, so we can use some string methods and needs. So user grade here dot to, so now I could use to lower. Come on, might get any right. This is not, not user grade anymore. It becomes user input. So I want to convert user input dot to lower, so we can work with lower. Okay. Now this is good. Now for the first case, so case where it's an A. All right. So case where it's A like this. All right. So the case where it's A, the grade point should be 5. Okay. So case where it's A, I'm just gonna come here and say here I could just come here and write out, say maybe a decimal, uh, because what I want to do now is say, okay, you know what, int, all right, so calculated, so we can change it later if it becomes a decimal. So calculated score, so int calculated grade, maybe calculated grade, right? So initially the calculator grade here would be 0. Okay, so initially it's going to be like this. All right, so now what I want to do here is calculator grade here becomes, so if it's an A, it's a 5 point. All right, so calculator grade, come on, calculator grade equals to, all right, so it becomes what, calculator grade, so whatever the calculator grade is before, right, whatever it is before, I want to add new thing to it. And what do I want to add? Calculator grade, say plus. All right, now I'm just going to open two brackets. Now it's going to be user grade. All right, so if it's an A, we already know, if it's an A, we already know we are giving it 5 points, so it's going to be 5. All right, times, not the user grade right now, times the user credit. All right, so 5 times the user credit unit. Okay, so say here quickly, let me put a break. All right, so break. So here what it means is say the user gets an A, it becomes 5 times 3. Say in A is 5, and then the credit unit is 3. 5 times 3. Right, if the user gets a B and it's a 2 credit, it becomes, B is 4, so it becomes what, 4, right, times B. All right, so let's move to the next one, which is a B. So I could just, come here and say case, we have a B. All right, so we say calculated grade. Right, so calculator grade equal to calculator grade plus, so it's a B now, it becomes 4 times the user credit. Okay, so we could simplify this further. Okay, calculator grade plus equal to, I could take this off, which looks cleaner, I guess. So one thing I could do is, just copy this like this, since we already know the logic right now. So I'm just going to paste it here, change this to a B, and then becomes a 4, right? Next one also, we have a C. All right, so we have a C for the next one, and it becomes a 3. Um, and remember, guys, we have a D here. So A, B, C, D. So that's 5, 4, 3, 2, 2. All right, and then the last one, is it the last one? All right, so A, B, C, D, and then we have E. So the calculated grade here becomes a 1, right? And then the last but not the least, if a user gets an F, we say that's a zero here. So we just put zero there. Okay, so we've been able to do the switch statement, which looks good to me. So after the loop, I want to see what calculator grade becomes, all right? So I want to see what calculator grade will be. So maybe outside of the loop, or maybe here, just say console dot write line. Okay, say your grade for now is, so your grade for now is so calculator grade. Okay, so now let's run this one more time. Hopefully we have no error. Looking good, we have no error. So to the course offered, I offered two courses, so we loop through it. So the first one I go on A, it's a 3 credits, so it becomes 5 times 3, which is 15. All right, and then the second one I go a B. All right, B is 4, remember that, and it's a 2 credit. All right, so B is 4, remember that, and it's a 2 credit. All right, it becomes 4 times 2, 8, plus the 15 we have before, has to be like let's say 23 or so. So you see your grade now is 23, and I think we're almost at the peak of it all. So the next thing I want to do is I could take this off right now. So now the final thing is I want to make sure I get the CGPA. So this is where we get to calculate the CGPA. All right. So the CGPA could be in a decimal, so 4.0. It could be a 4.1. It could be a 4.5. All right. So it's going to be in decimal. So we need a decimal. So I'm just going to say decimal. All right. Decimal calculated, or decimal, just say GPA, something like that. GPA, maybe GPA makes a lot of sense. So decimal GPA equal to, so I'm just going to convert. So GPA now becomes GPA becomes whatever the grade point is, whatever the calculated grade is, right, divided by the total credit unit. All right, so we need to make sure we are tracking the total credit unit. Are we tracking the total credit unit? That I don't know. I want to make sure we are tracking the total credit units. So right now is user credits. So user credits, user credit. So here, so int calculator grade point, right? Um, okay. To calculate total credits, I want to know 3 plus 4 plus 2. Okay. What's the logic behind that? Okay, maybe here say int credit, total credit units. Okay, so total credit unit initially is going to be a 0. So what I'm going to do here is, when I'm looping through everything, okay, here, calculate these total credit, maybe total credit is going to be equals plus equal to the user credit. Okay, so total credit is going to be plus equal to the user credit. Hmm. Maybe that should just be like outside the loop. We don't need it to be here. Okay, maybe they should just be like outside the loop here, right? I don't know if that makes a lot of sense, but we are gonna find out. So before anything, let's try to get the total credit and see what we have. So console dot write line. Yeah, I want to say template literal. So total credit for this, for the semester. So total credit for the semester is total credit units. Okay, so let's see if that works. I'm just going to run this one more time. So a user offers 2 courses for the semester. So the first one I get an A and 3 credits. So now that's 3. All right. So next one, a B. All right. So let's say 1 credit. So total credit here should be 4. Total credit is 4, which is good. So we have been able to save the total credit. All right. Now the next thing I want to do is I want to calculate the GPA. All right. So the GPA now becomes the calculated grade point divided by the total credit. So I'm just gonna put this here. So calculated, maybe no need, maybe. Right. So calculated grade, right? So the calculated grade divided by the total credit. All right, the total credit. which is good. So say a user gets like 20 grade, right? And then for that semester they have say total 4 points, all right, 4 credit unit, total 4 credit units. So it's going to be 20 divided by 4, which gives us a 5.0, all right, 5.0 CGPA, all right, that's a first class, okay. So now this is in integer, this is also an integer, so we should just take them both to a decimal. So here I'm just going to say here make this becomes a decimal, just going to make these also become a decimal. Okay, so this looks good, right? Now I'm just gonna say console dot write line, okay, and then I would say your GPA for the your GPA for the semester is so your GPA for the semester is GPA, okay. So your GPA for the semester is GPA, which is good. So save that. Let's run it one more time. Okay, so let's say this time around I get to do maybe 4 courses. Okay, so I got an A for a 3 credit. All right, I got a C for a 2 credit. Okay, I got an A also for a 2 credit, and then here maybe I got a D for a 3 credit. Right. So you see that I got a 3.7. Right, my grade is 37. So you know how we calculate that, and my total credit for the semester is 10. My average GPA for the semester becomes 3.7, which is good, guys, which is good. So this, I'm so excited for how this turned out. So maybe I could just, put this maybe 120%. This is looking good, but just a little bit of error handling. Say a user inputs like let me run it again one more time, and then the user comes here and say a to the credit say 0. We can't divide by 0. That becomes an error, right? So one thing I could do is say I could make sure these total cost offered should always be like a string, an integer or something, and I can say should it be an if? I want to always repeat it. So if the user doesn't put, I want to always show that. I want to always show total cost offered convert. Okay. So one thing I could do is I could loop over it. I could say while total cost offered, all right, while total cost offered is less than 0, right? While total cost offered is less than or equals to 0, something like that. Okay. Um while this is less than or equals to 0, what I could do is I could always send back total cost offered. Okay, so I could always send back all of this. All right, so here I can say enter total cost offered. All right, and here maybe say console dot write line total cost must be a number greater than 0. All right, so it must be a number greater than 0, which looks good. I'm just gonna grab all of these guys here like these. Okay, I don't think we need to declare this again. Just take this off, which looks good. So it keeps looping while this is through. It keeps looping until the user makes sure they write the correct thing. Okay, so I think we need to exit from this. Okay, you can just close that manually. Save these one more time, and okay, let's see how that turned out to be. So, okay, enter total course offered for the semester. Total course offered must be a number greater than 0. So I put a 0. Same thing, I put a 0. Same thing until I put something which is a number 2. Looks good, all right. Enter grade. I go an A, which is a 3 credit. Okay, I go a C here, which is also a 3 credit. So here now my GPA becomes what 4. It should be a 4.0, right? Okay, maybe we could fix that. Maybe I could come here and say GPA dot to string and say 0.0, something like that. Will this work? Honestly, I don't know. I honestly don't know if this would work. So dot to string, we are missing something here. Okay, so can I remember what I did before? I don't know, but we need to force it to give us something so we could be able to test it. Okay. So two credit offered. I got an A, three credits. I got a C for eight, maybe a three credit. Okay, so 4.0. That looks a little bit better. So 4.0 for this semester. This is good. We haven't finished, right? We haven't handled for the errors. This is me just testing the waters. It's, GPA Calculator looks good. I can't even lie. This is my first video, and my name is Baba Init. Baba Init. Init means initialize, start something. So this is a beginning of me starting something. Please, if you find this video helpful and then you've learned something, please make sure to like and subscribe and share. Please turn on the post notification because I will be dropping good videos, and I'll have a separate channel called Baba Docs documentation. I will be documenting, I'll be teaching a whole lot of things over there. And in Baba NA, I'll just be, it's just gonna be like a lifestyle, creating projects, and showing my progress for the next year, see what I can come up with. Thank you guys for watching. Perhaps in the next video we can do error handling. I don't want to make this video way longer than it's supposed to be for just a GPA calculator, right? But in the next video I'll try as much as I can to do error handling. We need to be able to try pass these should in case a user sends in an alphabet, right? Let's say for instance a user comes into the website, for instance, and then instead of putting number they put an alphabet like this. We need to be able to catch that error, all right? And this is where we use int dot try parse. Okay, so we try parse it, and then it's going to return back a boolean to us. So in the next video you need to stick around, you need to turn on post notifications so you don't miss out. All right, so thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye. Bye bye is out.